What's going on, and welcome to the Stick Drift Podcast, a podcast for all things cars, racing games, motorsports, and more. In the honor of a Christmas, we've both ended up wearing the same. We're both wearing a grey hoodie. So welcome back to the Christmas episode. Nothing much Christmassy going on, but
very festive.
An episode out on Christmas Day for all of you watchers of the Stick Drift podcast. Of course, the Stick Drift Awards are right around the corner. They've been pushed to start of next year because of two things, actually, which we will be getting into today. One of them is brand new. We haven't actually talked about it yet. And we got a bunch of news, though. A very surprising amount of news for one measly week on the Stick Drift podcast.
It doesn't feel like a week's worth. It feels like more. I don't remember half this stuff happening.
But it all happened from last week to this week's recording of the podcast, which I think might be even less than a week, knowing the inconsistency that is the Stick Drift podcast.
We might have recorded the last one on a Monday. I don't know.
Yeah, honestly. But yeah, so come bring your parents round, bring your family round, cut the Christmas turkey, and open your presents and open your SidWaj merch.
Everyone's present this year is this episode.
It's this episode, and
Merry
you know what?
Christmas.
It's just wrap your TV, and then be like, "Hey, Merry Christmas, everyone!" Unwrap it, and then you can all sit by the fire and listen to this episode of the Stick Drift podcast. Well,
I can't think of anything that would be better.
Exactly. There's nothing that could be. No. We got big news in the gaming segment this week of the Stick Drift podcast because the Crew 1 has been announced to be shutting down. How festive! How festive that the first thing is a game being shut down. Something people paid for is now no longer is now going to be a brick.
It's reverse Christmas.
It's
something taken off,
Exactly. That's how it works. Which, you know what, actually works pretty well. We've had a game taken away from us. We've been given new trailer for an Audi vs Lancia movie, and because we got that, we got taken away the Chevrolet Camaro. We've been given blue indicators and massive news on the Hyundai Envision. We've been taken a concept that's been thrown into a river and stolen. And
yeah.
And I think, other than that, with the little bits of car news that we're going to jump over, not a whole lot. Have Lucid been doing a thing? Because I keep seeing Lucid everywhere. Have they done
They
anything?
say they're going to make new cars like every year.
Is that what it is?
Just don't.
Oh. Well,
like they're still trying to make the Air like sort of in any mass production quantity. And
I was going to say, that one's not actually made it to market yet, has it?
Yeah, I think you can buy an Air for like
okay.
200 grand. That is not how you spell Lucid.
Because I know Marcus Brownlee did a video on it, but that could very much be like, just send it to the people who do videos on it, which has been done before, I believe, with exactly him, with the Escobar Fold. So, I would put Lucid Air on the level of the Escobar Fold, personally.
Apparently people have got them.
Oh, okay, yeah, so people are buying Lucids, people are using Lucids, but you know what, we'll go from that to the very festive, a Christmas-themed name for quick car news. I was thinking what's happening at present, but that just kind of sucks. We got
a Christmas Caro. I don't know.
Doesn't really work for.
Because you got the news past, present, and future.
There you go. We got the Christmas Carol news section. So the more small bits of news that we've had this week, we've had obviously blue indicators. Let's get that completely out of the way. What is going on with that?
I mean, they're not even approved in the UK. Mercedes in the US have been allowed to use turquoise lights in their light clusters, basically, to indicate when self-driving is active.
Okay, hear me out.
That's the only point.
That wouldn't be a bad standard to set. Like a specific indicator for a car is now self-driving. Like, it would essentially say, hey, look, don't drive anywhere near this thing because it could just it could trolley problem you like within a second. Like it's yeah, I would
mean,
say it's a good standard to set, honestly. Like, what cars even have self-driving? What, like Tesla? This would apply to Tesla and...
BMW have it now.
Oh, BMW? Yeah, as it gets mass market, blue, I get the turquoise blue. It's like, ooh, futuristic, ooh.
It's too close to unmarked police car colours. Imagine an all-black BMW estate.
Oh, is that
with
a thing?
blue lights on it.
Oh, yeah, I suppose. I mean, there's no... Oh, no, there
Actually,
is a
you
red,
get jump
isn't
scared
there?
when you go around the corner.
Yeah, but actually, it's just someone going 20 miles an hour braking when every puppy's on the pavement. But... I feel like, honestly, it wouldn't be a bad standard to set. Maybe the turquoise, yeah, you're right, is a bit unmarked police car, but then again, don't they have, like, they've got the lights in the actual, what, inside the car? I don't know what it's called. Yeah, they got lights inside the car.
They're in the grill, yeah.
But stuff like that, you know, there's cop-outs, okay, but I wouldn't mind this. This would be a cool standard if it picks up.
I mean, this has only been approved in the US, so I can't see this being approved in the UK.
Yeah. But then we've got from Road and Track, McLaren, who I can't say have done much recently. Have they? I mean, they made that one that I quite liked, but...
They've made a... Is this the new...
So, this thing looks like a 12C, but modern, which, you know...
It's a 12C mixed with a C8 Corvette.
Yeah, I mean, whoa, yes it is. Okay, I did not see the C8 Corvette in this. But you are so right about that. Is that
it's
what
it's the wide hips on the rear with the big vents.
Yeah, well, even the front, it's got like a more pointy in front and the headlights on the side. That's just a... Is that what Road and Track said? Because they're...
No, I hadn't read the Road and Track article yet.
Well, the Road and Track article...
I mean, if the C8 is America's Ferrari, is this Britain's
This is Britain's Ferrari. Yeah. If you don't remember, way back when we laughed at an article it was just the Corvette is America's Ferrari. And you know what? From the guys over at Road and Track, the McLaren new GTS looks awfully familiar. But nothing about the C8 Corvette, but it actually
It's just a mild update of the base GT. They've just added an S to the end of it and gone, here you go.
Does it look different? Is it a new look? Or...
Apparently it's just a mild redesign of the front bumper.
Oh, well, it is...
I've never seen a base GT, so I can't comment on that.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. I mean, I will say, though, the back looks kind of nice, but it doesn't help with your it's just a Corvette thing, because that's just a Corvette.
That's a Corvette and Acura, like NSX sort of combined. It's a GTA car. They've just combined loads of different other cars and gone, I don't know, GTA car IRL, here you go.
Exactly. And you know what? I think it does look... I don't mind it. I don't mind it. As much as it is just a Corvette, I don't mind it. I think it's pretty cool.
No, like, it's not too bad.
Exactly, yeah. It's
just a Corvette, though.
Yeah, but it is just a Corvette. Other quick bit of news. Toyota Supra is no longer being sold in the UK at all. They're getting... Like, what's actually happening? Explain what's going on.
Toyota have just refused to comment. So,
wait, so...
no one knows, really. But you just can't buy one in the UK anymore.
Was there any... so this is from the guys over at Autocar. Was there any info that they put into it? Like, sales were declining, or...
I mean, they reached max orders, apparently. Like, they maxed out their orders and then just pulled it from sale.
Oh. And they've still not commented on anything, any reason?
No.
Both sourced from BMW?
I mean, apparently we're getting a new M3 powered one at some point in the near future. The one we saw testing recently, the different front bumper on it.
Oh, yes.
It's a BMW M3 powered Supra, but I mean,
so
will we get it?
I
don't know.
Yeah, so it might just be like a cutting this one out and then slowly introducing that one, I guess. But it feels weird to do that in the UK only so aggressively.
Yeah. I don't really buy they've reached max pre-orders thing, because they're sitting on dealer lots. Like, they're not hard to find brand new. So I don't really buy we've just reached max pre-orders. I think they just don't want to make any more for the UK market. Because they'd only have to make them in right-hand drive for UK and Japan.
I guess so, yeah.
And they're made in Japan. I just don't think they want the hassle of... Because are the Japanese Supras made in Japan, or are they made in Germany?
Ooh. I mean, they're BMWs, so
They
I'm
are
not
just
actually too sure.
Z4s.
Yeah, that is a fair point. Well, it's
It
sourced
might
from...
just be
Yeah.
BMW don't want to, if BMW do make them, the BMW don't want to make right-hand drive versions anymore. It's just another production line. They don't want the hassle.
Yeah. I mean,
So.
again, it's odd that they've not said anything, but they did run out of CPUs recently. I'm fairly certain that was a story that happened a while ago where Toyota ran out of CPUs and whatnot. And you were saying
That
that
was
apparently
like a year ago.
Yeah.
Everyone did.
Yeah, apparently everyone did, and everyone was just getting cars with no
That's
electronics.
why the Ford Puma was so late out, because they just had tons of them finished, built, just no electronics in them because they couldn't get in there.
Oh, that sucks. I can't imagine getting it. That'd feel so hollow. I mean, I know it's like there was cars without electronics before, but now getting a car which like the screen doesn't turn on.
It's not a thing anymore. It's
I mean, obviously, yeah. And I hope everyone who was given a car with no electronics, promised an upgrade, got their free upgrades. Because that would actually... Because you'd have to train the mechanics to be able to fit the electronics back in, essentially, as well. That'd be such a nuisance. I mean, that was...
you have to take it back to the main dealer, wait for them to fit it. Yeah, a lot of faff.
It was very, very pandemic.
The real reason I think this was discontinued is because of lack of sales.
Oh.
They sell around, because I've got 3 different versions of it.
Yeah.
Combined, they sell at 200 a year. Which isn't worth having a right-hand drive production line for. I mean, like, 200... Morgan sells more cars a year in the UK than Toyota does for the Supra.
Oh, for the Supra, I was going to say, the rest of them probably sell. But
some more Yaris's.
Yeah. I mean, the Yaris, I see a lot of the Yaris. But Supra gone. Supra no longer British.
It's a shame because it's just the better Z4. It costs the exact same.
But it's an actual,
you don't get a soft top BMW Z4.
Exactly, and it's a Supra, But, maybe the facelift, maybe it comes back in with the facelift that it's getting. But
it's not. It's not really a facelift. It's more of a higher spec. It'll be a lot more money. It'll be like £70,000 minimum.
This one I'm putting in the quick news section because I didn't even know this brand existed. So it's the most irrelevant thing imaginable. You said there was a brand new Dieselgate.
Oh yeah.
But
Cummins got in trouble.
Cummins in your mom. Wait, but who? Who?
They make basically all the diesel engines for the Dodge Ram pickups and all that.
Okay, so they're in like
they just make big
Rams.
diesel V8s. They make.
So they're not a car company; they're an engine company. Do they make any cars?
Yeah.
Can I buy a
You
Cummins?
can't get the Cummins 1500 now.
I can't. Oh damn.
They're an engine producer, but they make like truck engines and.
And so what have they actually done? From Sawyer Merritt, truck engine maker Cummins will pay a record $1.6 billion penalty for installing emission-defiant devices on 630,000 Ram pickup trucks engines, the largest ever penalty for Clean Air Act violations, the Justice Department said on Friday. Jesus.
They saw Dieselgate and said, I can do one better.
Yeah, what? Like, I imagine... see, what's funny is, like, I imagine... who was it? The Justice Department? I imagine they went to Ram first, and then Ram had to be like, What? I never knew that. What?
Yeah.
What?
And the thing is, I guarantee you everyone else does it.
Oh, yeah.
It's just... Cummins are too lazy and they got caught.
Yeah, exactly. And now Ram is, I imagine they're at least in hot water of some kind. Unless, I would be baffled. They are an American company. But I would be baffled if Ram got away without a slap on the wrist. Like,
They won't get anything.
Obviously, Cummins got the big telling off, but they don't
Unless someone can prove that Ram knew, they'll get no.
I mean, that's the thing, right? Yeah, that's the thing. I mean... Anyone at Ram who knew would have been an obligation to speak up, and if they didn't, did you know you can get like 5 years in jail if you just don't speak up about like financial fraud? There's like just like not speaking up can get you 5 years in jail in the UK. It's up to 17 years. If
I think you get in trouble for whistleblowing in the US. So.
Yeah, okay, well that's a bit worse. So yeah, that's definitely That's definitely worse. But you know what? Complete side note, but it's a bit rough. Okay, look, if your qualification is for one industry, and now you're at risk of being blacklisted from that entire industry.
They won't. They'll just fix. Fix how they got caught and continue making them.
Yeah, I mean, boo Cummings. Cummings, boo. 1.6 billion? How
right
much
to the bottom of the Stick Drift Awards. I don't know what award, but Dieselgate of the year.
We do have worst brand of the year, which...
I mean, they're not a car brand, though, are they? They're an engine manufacturer.
The one who won last year was Volkswagen for Dieselgate in the year 2022.
Could do Ram for Dieselgate too, I don't know.
Oh, wait, no, they were nominated. It was worst brand. We nominated Citroen. I don't remember why we nominated Citroen.
Ollie and Amy.
Oh, the Ollie and Amy. Tesla. I mean, that was
by default.
Yeah. Merc, who won for, I think that was when they first introduced
the bonnets. You can't open your.
You can't open the bonnets. Subscription services. That was the year that they started doing that.
The EQS, just in general.
Yeah. And then Volkswagen Dieselgate was also nominated, which is kind of funny. Then we also had some fun things here. Wildest car headline: Man sells cars. Tesla Roadster 2022 spec price release date. Florida finally bans street racing, which is quite the headline. Tesla has received 4 million has recalled 4 million vehicles in their history. Honestly, boys, the Stick Drift Awards, they're looking good for this year. I'll say that much. But
gonna be banger.
What else do we have for quick news? I mean,
the wide body, the Liberty Walk Abarth 500.
Oh, is that a thing? Is that an actual thing? Is that official Liberty Walk?
Yeah.
They Liberty walked in a but. It looks kind of cool. It looks kind of cool. You know what it reminds me of? What's that ugly car? That really ugly car that has headlights. So it was okay.
That one.
Yeah. Let me be a bit more specific. When Top Gear made like a car for old people, they had to make like the most boring car ever. Is it Multipla? Am I thinking the Multipla?
Oh, the Fiat Multipla's a banger though. That's not bad.
That's cool. Thing. You remember that like wide racing build of that thing? This thing reminds me of that, the Multipla. But from
it is basically a wide Fiat, so it's in the same category.
There you go. From the guys over at Car Throttle, Liberty Walk's newest kit turns the Abarth 595. Oh, it's not a 500. It's a 595. Into a head in a tiny head turner. Liberty Walk has no stranger to Italian exotica lately, with its rather special and somewhat controversial take on the Ferrari F40 revealed earlier this year. Oh, they've got a whole video of it doing a big spin around, I think. I mean, they've got a whole edit on it. It looks pretty damn cool, I will say.
I mean, it's cool, but, like, imagine doing this to 140 brake horsepower.
I mean, surely he's done something to the internals. There's no way he's done this with nothing to the internals, surely.
It's a 1.4 litre engine. You don't get much power out of it.
I suppose. Maybe he swapped it, maybe it's EV swapped. But... 8,000, that'll work out to about 8,000. Oh, that's not even that bad. Wait, what? Only shown in a render for the time being. Oh, Liberty will showcase a reel with its new kit in Tokyo Auto Salon 2024, kicking off on 12th of January. You can pre-order the package now, though with a price starting at £12,000 before VAT. All in all,
a 3-year-old 595 for that.
That'll work out about 8,000 shy of the car itself.
Yeah.
That's one cheap car. That is, wait, what? It's like a $4,000 car, $3,000 car? I mean, hear me out. Right. Hear me out.
For an old 595.
Sure. But hear me out, right? If you're gonna get like a $30,000 car, no, not even. If you're gonna get, like, a $15,000 car, right, and you want it to be something really unique and something really noticeable with letter tires, why not get
Yeah, but the kit doesn't come with the wheels and all that.
There's no what part's the kit? You get the livery with it?
You get the wide body front and rear bumper, and I assume the side skirts and the spoiler.
I assume it's not self-assembly. I assume they put it on at least.
No, you get it in like just a box.
What?
And you have to cut the fenders up, you have to cut the wheel arches up to install it and all that.
You have to do it all yourself?
Yeah.
Well, I'm paying 12 grand I mean, pre-VAT, so it's about 14
Pre-import
grand.
duty, might I add.
Yeah, pre-import, like 15 grand. Oh, plus the car. So
They're not
going
to send a Japanese guy in the box to come and install it for you, are they?
I mean, well, that sucks, doesn't it? That just sucks. Oh, well. That is most of the littler bits of news.
I mean, there's a banger. Someone stole the Slim Jim 400Z.
Wait, what? What happened?
Scroll up above the GTS news.
Well, you know what? We'll jumble that in to a twofer big segment, and that is cars that were stolen in the last week, and that starts with...
There's more than one?
The concepts. But this thing right here, a Slim Jim Nissan, what?
I don't get the point of a car like this. What do you do with it after you've stolen it? Because, like...
Well, it's the most noticeable thing imaginable, right? It's like what, you're going to park it in your garage and then be like, I hope no one notices.
Look, like, that's a 400, that's the new Z. That might not be the one that's stolen. No, it's just bright orange. There's Slim Jim on the side of orange underglow.
I wonder what
no mistaking it.
I wonder what the police report reads, right? Like, the police report, like, Nissan Z, custom rims and custom decal, I guess? Color orange, I guess? Because... they'd have to be very specific to find this thing, I imagine.
It would just be orange 2023 Nissan Z with Slim Jim decal.
Yeah, if they can specify Slim Jim. What is Slim Jim? What's up?
They make like the meat sticks that you munch on.
Is this by them? Did they make this, or did someone else
Yeah, it's like a
this?
promotional car. It was yeah.
Now someone's robbed it. Meat snack company Slim Jim is asking motorists to keep an eye out for the modified Nissan Z. It displays a... I mean, what if it's a marketing campaign? Keep an eye out for the car. Hey guys, make sure you're looking for the Nissan Z with the Slim Jim livery on it. Slim Jim explains that the fast meat has been... that fast meat has been driving around the United States as part of a partnership with the world... with the WWE? What is that?
What does this have to do with the WWE?
Exactly. But this is just kind of talking about it, is asking anyone with information about who stole the car or where it's located to contact the Los Angeles Police Department. You're telling me this thing isn't been found immediately? Like...
no, someone has hid this in someone's garage somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, the only
like, it's going to be one of those things in, like, 40 years, you're like, oh, because when the statute of limitations expires, you're like, what? This is in my house?
Whoa, how did this get here? Oh, I did this exactly statute of limitations for Grand Theft Auto ago.
Or someone's going to VIN scrape the car and put a VIN from a REC 3, oh, it's not 300, it's the new Z on it.
Yeah.
They're just going to VIN swap it and be like, whoa, look at the Z, totally not the stolen one.
Look, I made a replica.
Exactly, yeah.
The orange car was distributed, holder on the go, snacking dispenser went missing when it was being moved from a location in Los Angeles to Orlando, Florida for a world... yeah, so it was going for a video shoot for the WWE. Are they sponsors, I guess?
I assume so.
And then, yeah, apparently it just got yoinked. And I'm looking at it. It's not been found. So this is just gonna rot in a garage until someone can admit that it exists. What a turn of events, though. Like,
it's such a stupid-looking car as well.
Yeah, have cars like this ever been stolen before? Like, sure, has like a Fast and Furious car ever been stolen? Like one of the official ones? Like, surely, I feel
really.
like I know Ludwig had his car stolen a while ago, but that was just some K truck. But I don't think anything this high profile. I'm
Stuff like that goes missing, but it's usually after the campaign's ended.
Yeah.
And it's sat in a storage locker, and one of the people with access goes, you know what? No one knows if this guy's missing.
Because there's a bunch of stories for movie sets. Movie sets will often lose, like, the movie stuff. I'm fairly certain, like, Spider-Man's suit, like, there was 3 of them, and those got stolen. There's, like, a bunch of stuff from the Titanic that was stolen off set. Stuff gets stolen from movie sets all the time, and there's a bunch of stories. I think Mr. Sunday Movies did a good video on that, but, like...
I think some of the cars from the film Rush got stolen, but that's because
did they?
they were put in they were sold to a random scrapyard, so they're just sat outside.
Well, there's the issue, yeah.
Someone found them.
Yeah, clearly. And I'm genuinely gonna be, I'm gonna be very curious to see if this thing ever gets found. Because people are it just takes...
But right, what? The police are looking for a bright orange car with those wheels on it, right?
Yeah.
Take the livery off, take the underglow off, and put some OEM wheels on it. It's a base Z.
But I think whoever stole it didn't want a base Z. If whoever stole it to take the livery off,
if it was stolen for parts, they're never seeing it again. It's in a scrapyard somewhere with no engine, no wheels.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
But if it's been stolen as like a world's biggest Slim Jim fan needs a piece of merchandise,
yeah,
it's mounted to someone's roof right now in their house.
Yeah, and he glues a big tarp onto it whenever someone comes around, just in case.
It's got like a fake ceiling that deploys when the police knock on the door and slides across the cover.
It's like a closes up. It goes into the ceiling, and then it's just upside down in his bedroom instead. But it flips around. That's what it does. The whole ceiling at the top flips, and then it's in his bedroom, so he can look at it at night too. But
they just have the bedroom furniture mounted to the ceiling in the living room.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't have to be the whole room that flips. And he makes sure that every officer's got a warrant if he comes around his house. I mean,
I think more than likely it was an opportunistic theft, and there is a shell of a 400Z set.
If you're gonna steal it for parts, why steal this thing though? The Slim Jim one.
Easy to steal. I imagine it was being moved, right?
Yeah.
I imagine someone left the keys in it unlocked.
I suppose, yeah.
Because it wouldn't have been the person who's driving his car, so they wouldn't really care. And I imagine it's got keyless entry.
Yeah.
So they would have just turned the car off, chucked the keys in the center console or something, gone, and someone's gone, oh, this is unlocked. Oh, it's keyless, so it'd start when you press the button. And then driven away.
Going from Los Angeles to Florida as well, so it would have been in the middle of nowhere. Like, it wouldn't have been, like, caught on camera as a big Fast and Furious heist. Like, check the cameras on the Lower East Side. It was spotted going into...
It might even just be ditched in the desert somewhere, really.
Yeah. Maybe someone just took it for a goddamn joyride, you know? Maybe someone took it for
much more joy than the Slim Jim.
Exactly. Yeah. Maybe someone took it for a joyride, they're driving around their Nissan Z, then they skid Jim, and now they're living out their own little 172 days or whatever that movie was. What was the movie?
170 some hours. I think,
yeah, something like that. Yeah, 170 hours. They're
many hours.
Yeah, they're trapped under their Slim Jim Nissan in the desert somewhere, living out their own. They're soon to chop their arm off, but we'll bring you the updates on that when that happens. We've also got, in the Christmas thievery spirit, someone who stole Christmas. Someone stole Christmas, right?
Grinch.
The Grinch stole Christmas. The Grinch section of the Stick Drift podcast. Except he's not just stealing Christmas, he's stealing cars. The other thing that was stolen was a...
Life of crime.
Exactly. A concept
Lancia
car.
Ypsilon. Is it Ypsilon? It's got a Y in it. I don't know how it's pronounced. It's a terrible name.
So, what even
Rebadged
was
Peugeot.
this? Yeah. So, it was
Right. So, it's... Which makes it even more... It was the French... Fiat Chrysler factory, right?
Yeah.
That they have a concept or a prototype Lancia in.
Yeah.
The more I read about it, the less I think it was stolen. And I think someone in management joyrode it to try and show off to someone and it went in the lake and they just pretended it was stolen. But,
yeah.
In the regular factory, they had this prototype Lancia, which is a rebadged Peugeot. So.
Hmm.
Somehow, someone drove it out of the factory, through the multiple layers of security, out, got about there would because there's like a lap thing around the factory,
Yeah.
and next to that there's a river. Somehow it went in the river next to the factory.
So it
How
was right.
how did it get past security without someone who works there driving it?
And especially to just be like if you've fallen in a river, that seems like big accidental, which you'd think you'd try to get away a bit further than just outside the factory as well if you were stealing the car. Is that what it said? So attempted theft, is that what it was seen as? A presumably stolen, yeah, a presumably stolen Lancia, terrible name.
I cannot pronounce it. Is it Ypsilon?
Ypsilon
Ypsilon?
prototype is pulled from a canal in France. And I'll put the image of it on screen right now. I'm looking at an article from the Autoblog.
Well,
Here.
I guarantee it wasn't stolen. What I think happened is someone higher up in management was trying to show off to someone they knew. They were like, "Oh, we've got I dinner the day before. They were like, "Oh yeah, we've got the new prototype Lancia," and they're like, "I'll give you a ride in it." And they took it out at night, and it now I don't know, it was showing off and ended up in a lake. And to cover their tracks, they're like, "What? Where is it gone?"
Well, presumably. So who's presuming here is the thing. It might just be the news article that's presuming. The automaker may also expand to other countries, but they're just talking about Lancia now. A new car. Every image seen to date have been of a heavily camouflaged car with hard to discern lines, which is how spotted works. The C-pillar and unique designs elements. Whoa, not a new C-pillar. They also said its recovery photo provides us with the soggiest photo ever.
Thank you.
It could actually be. It could. You are very right. Where it could be that someone's been like, "Whoa, look, new Lancia! Whoa, look, isn't this so cool that I have this new Lancia?" Oh, I've accidentally put it in a river. Hello? Someone just broke in and, stole the thing.
Someone who works there, because there are so many layers of security to get out. Like, you have to go through, like, guarded gates.
Exactly, like, what kind of, like, crew
Someone
heist?
drove this through multiple checkpoints to get out. And they just weren't stopped.
Well, unless they...
has to be senior management.
Unless they speeded out, unless they, like, really... and, like, crashed through gates and slid through and drifted around.
I think there'd be a bit more reports of someone crash. It wouldn't look like this if they crashed into the big metal gates they've got there at the Stellantis factory.
Well, that's what I'm thinking of, because it's like, where's the police report? I don't know if they do...
Lancia, they still haven't said anything about this at all, by the way.
Oh, Lancia not said anything?
No, they're being very, very hush-hush about this.
Well, they're probably internal investigation right now is probably why. They're probably trying to figure out how this happened. Because the thing just drove off of
It wasn't at a Lancia factory, is the thing.
Yeah.
It's not at the Italian factory.
Oh, is that the French one?
The French one, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what if... What? Someone put Dipsalon, which I thought was pretty funny.
Yeah.
You have to also be a very terrible driver to manage to get into a lake. Is it just a rebadge of anything? Because that's what Lancias are.
It's a rebadge of like 5 different cars.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
Stellantis model. It's the new Clio E, the new Peugeot E208. The Citroen C3E. Yeah.
Well, you know what? The Grinch can have this one. If he's going to steal anything, he can steal this thing. And I think I'm going to let him get away with that one. But then, well, other than stolen cars, we don't have much else. We have shutdowns and cancellations. And this is a soft entry into the gaming segment of the Stick Drift podcast. But first, we have some shutdowns. And there's actually, speaking of Stick Drift awards, we might have to do saddest cancellation as an award, because I recently went through a list of all the cars that have been cancelled in the last year, since we started the Stick Drift podcast. I went through this because the most recent cancellation, which happened last week, like 2 days after we recorded the podcast, the Camaro got cancelled. The Chevrolet Camaro, which a car that has been running for very long, no real direct replacement, at least at the moment, a car iconic for Bumblebee, is gone. Camaro have cancelled this thing.
Why does this one have amber side markers? It was never sold in the UK.
Well, maybe
unless this is a requirement in some other country.
Maybe. Honestly, I mean, was it never sold in the UK?
No.
It's a cool car though. I mean, I will say, this thing probably my first ever dream car because it was like, oh, Bumblebee. Oh my god, Bumblebee. I want the car that Bumblebee is. First dream car Camaro, and now it's gone, and now it's shut down. Ew.
I mean, you say it like it was ever sold in the UK anyway, but I mean, it's not the greatest loss over
But well, so the big car cancellations that have happened the last year, the Audi R8, the Audi TT, both not receiving replacements. The Audi R8 with a final version to come out soon.
Yeah, they soft cancelled that. They released one new one after they'd cancelled it. Sure. Thank you, Anna.
The Jaguar F-Type. Jaguar's now cancelling a bunch of cars and switching themselves to a Rolls-Royce Bentley competitor. A Bentley competitor. Chevrolet Camaro, of course. The Ford GT, which was like the only supercar, the only like.
Was the Ford GT ever really viable?
I mean,
it had such a strict set of requirements.
You had to have a following. Like, you had to be a famous person of some kind. Like, that's how Captain Sparkles got his, was because he had a following where he made vehicle content. The Lamborghini Aventador, which was followed up straight away by the Lamborghini Revuelto, they came out with that one like a month after. The Acura NSX. Do Acura make anything else? I don't know.
Acura's Honda.
I mean, I guess, yeah.
It's called the Honda NSX in the UK. It's just that Americans don't like the name Honda.
I suppose, yeah. I mean, was that the only car to be Acura? Was that the...
Integra, and then they've got a load of rebadged Accords.
Well, as in, like, as in, like, that were badged as Acuras.
The Honda Integra is the Acura Integra in the US.
Oh.
And they got a load of SUVs and all that.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, well, they lost their only good car. That one's gone too, no direct replacement. The Dodge Challenger and the Dodge Charger is a weird one. Because that one, probably the most controversial. Because those two beefy muscle cars from Dodge have been cancelled and replaced with the Dodge Charger, but it looks like the Challenger, EV. To come out next year, or the year after, something like that.
I think that's going to be well later than that. They're going to struggle to get that out.
So that thing, with its goofy engine sound, has been cancelled. Well, the Challenger and Charger have been cancelled for that thing, which is very, very sad. Then we got the McLaren 720S, which doesn't really matter because then they released the 765
buy one
LT.
of the other 8 million McLarens that look exactly the same.
Yeah, well, it literally got replaced straight away with the 765 LT, which is just a McLaren 720S with like a body kit.
It's longer.
Exactly. But damn, how sad that we've lost so many cars. Like, surely this is unprecedented. Has there? I swear there's never been this many iconic cars to, like, the Challenger and the Charger, the Camaro.
You say that as if they're sold anywhere other than the USA.
Well, yeah, but the USA is a pretty big part of the world. I mean, the
USA has emissions regulations.
The Aventador, the Audi R8. I mean, come on.
No one buys them.
Well, I mean, I guess, but they were iconic cars. The Jaguar F-Type. They got rid of the F-Type.
I don't know. When was the last time you saw an F-Type newer than, say, 2015?
Okay, well, I mean,
No one buys them.
Well, I mean, I've seen an F-Type. I just don't know whether it's newer than 2015 or not. Actually,
I guarantee you it wasn't.
No, I did see one newer because it had the weird headlights. It was like a year ago, though. Like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, something like that. Before it was... I think it was like right after it was cancelled in MK City Centre. The Acura NSX.
Don't sell. Yeah. Those sold horribly. Like, they couldn't give them away.
I mean, they were never really cool, I will say. They were, like, the newer one, that one was never... I get what it was trying to do. It was trying to be a Honda modern sports
It was
car.
£40,000 too expensive. They weren't worth 116 grand.
Well, I mean, it was trying to be what the NSX was back in the day, but not enough people want what an
It needed
NSX
to be
was back in the day.
A110 segment sort of money.
Yeah. I mean, the A110 works. Like,
R8 money.
this one just doesn't work in the slightest. The goddamn Acura NSX, I suppose.
Quite like the new NSX.
They made it longer on the front, didn't they? That's what they did. They made it. They give it like a beak on the front.
They made it like it's very angular. It's very pointy.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. It's fine. I mean, I'm not gonna hate it.
It's a cool car.
It's
It's just not. I would not pay anywhere near £116,000 for one.
I don't think you'd pay like £10,000 for one. But the Challenger and the Charger. I mean, come on, those two have been around for how long? And now they're cancelled. I mean, yeah.
They weren't around forever. They were cancelled before.
Were they?
I mean,
did they come back? I guess. What they did.
Yeah.
The Challenger and Charger. Doctor
the big
Who'd it?
square Charger, the GTA one.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, like the
that was
one.
that model was the bringing them back.
Oh, that was okay. What's
around 2008? I think they were cancelled in like what? 80s or 90s, and then they were brought back in 2008-ish.
See, I'm trying to make a Doctor Who reference, but I don't know enough Doctor Who. Who was the one with the leather jacket?
These nuts.
Who was the Doctor Who with the leather jacket? He was before.
Sorry?
He was before the one that everyone liked. Doctor Who.
No one's gonna. I don't even know what reference you're trying to make.
Actors.
Yeah.
No, trust me. For the viewers who watch Doctor Who, they are gonna lap
All
this
four of them are
reference
gonna
up.
go crazy for this one.
They are gonna love this. So you saying that's the one where it came back as that one, right? So you're saying this one was the Christopher Eccleston of Dodge Challengers or Chargers, whichever one it is. And that's for all my Doctor Who viewers out there. But then that one's going EV, and I imagine people are pretty upset with that. But surely, Ford GT as well. The Ford GT got cancelled this year.
I mean,
this is
apart from the first wave
of
people buying Ford GTs.
Do they make more waves? I didn't know they made more waves, honestly. I mean, I guess they did if it isn't cancelled.
It was never a production car. It was...
was it made to order? I doubt that.
I guarantee it was made to order, yeah. They would have been... I mean... I can check how many the DVLA have.
Well, it was only sold to influencers who got to pick out like the exact color scheme and everything too. So
they were made to order then.
Yeah. Like they would pick the rims, they would pick the calipers, they would pick the most of everything on it. But all I know is like Captain Sparkles had one. I mean, someone like Stradman probably had one.
There was 21 in the UK.
Yeah.
Like no one.
Damn.
I've been close to that. When were they registered? Were they all new?
I mean, for a car that high profile, surely that's a lot. That's a pretty
5
fair
in
amount.
2018.
Yeah.
Then 3 in 2019.
Oh.
0 in 2020.
Oh.
14 in 2021.
Well,
5 in 22. 6 in 23.
Surely they're selling in America. Surely, like, what America?
They're not making money on them.
I mean, it does suck because it's like they're only. Well, they still got that. To be fair, I might let Ford off because out of the Challenger, the Charger, the Camaro, the Corvette, and the I guess the Viper, does it count? I don't think it does. Do they even make more Vipers? I don't think they do.
No, they made the Viper in like a decade. No.
There you go. And the Camaro, the Mustang. Out of all of the muscle cars, the American muscle cars, Ford's the only one that makes them anymore. Camaro's gone. The Corvette, I guess, exists, but I would more... I consider that
Corvette's
anyway.
sports car. It's mid-engine rear-wheel drive.
Exactly.
It's a sports car.
Out of the ones that I consider muscle cars are like Camaro, Dodge Charger, Challenger, and then the Mustang. And the Mustang's the only one that exists anymore. So, good on them at least. In fact, they did the GTD recently. I'm not gonna lie. For the GTD, Ford's up there on my best brand of 2023 for me. I'm not gonna lie. The GT...
How much do you think a Ford GT is? The new body style Ford GT is used.
There's a new body style? I don't know.
Well, the 2018 body style. That's the new body style.
Yeah. How much did it release as? How much did it come out as?
Actually, what is the MSRP?
Yeah. I mean, I'd have to know that. And so, plus, I don't know if it's gonna be too high or too little. I don't know what depreciation on these looks like.
$450,000 estimated. They never revealed cost.
Oh, okay.
Which basically means it proves it was never a production car. It's price on ask. So,
yeah. I would say.
How much would you pay for if you had you had all the money in the world? How much would you pay for a 2018 Ford GT?
I mean, 2018.
Body style. I mean, you can get a 2022, but it looks the exact same.
Yeah, it looks the exact same. Okay. I would say. At most, I don't know, 200K, maybe. That seems maybe lowballing it though. Oh, wait, they've gone up in value?
I mean, the only two for sale are 674 and 699.
Oh, but you know what? That's pretty alright though. If they've gone up in value,
they might not have gone up in value though.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Oh, it's price on ask.
Oh yeah, true.
If you've got a one-off, like if you've got like a one-off painting, they're probably charging an extra $100,000 for that by itself.
Yeah, true. I mean, I suppose so because they're all technically one of one if you fully customize them. Oh, that's rough. Well, you know what? I still think that one could have stuck around. I don't think I ever saw one ever in real life.
There's 22 in the UK. I'm surprised. No one's driving them because they're worth $500,000.
I feel like I don't know if I've seen an Aventador. How many of these cars have I ever seen in real life? Actually, from the list,
Lambos and McLarens are always at meets. They show up.
I probably have seen an Aventador at a meet. That's what I'm thinking, right? Then there's the probably at that like classic or like that like fancy.
We saw it. Was an F8 or I don't know. We saw one of the new Ferraris there.
The 720S. I never saw an Acura NSX. Never saw a GT. Never saw. Oh right.
So speaking of low sales, how many?
I completely
NSXs are there?
Completely skimmed over this. Right, it's in the list, and I completely didn't even realize I skimmed over this.
You skimmed over the Fiesta. Yeah, I did see you do that. I thought that was for
the Ford Fiesta. Yeah, no, that thing's gone. That thing also doesn't exist anymore. That thing's been nuked because they needed the factory for EVs, which sucks. But
how many Acura NSXs do you think Honda sold? Bear in mind, it was still being produced in 2020.
Oh, okay.
Since 2018, how many NSXs were sold in the UK?
Couple hundreds, multiple hundreds, like at least low hundreds, like 120, 100 and 200, 300, that kind of number. Yeah. Oh, across like what, 5 years?
Close. 22. That's why you've never seen one. Yeah. That is why. No one bought them.
There you go. I have seen a Dodge Challenger in real life. I don't think I've seen a Dodge Charger. I laughed at the fact that I missed Ford Fiesta because I was going to be like, I don't think I've ever seen a Ford Fiesta. Oh, a Fiesta? I don't know if I've ever
Imagine
seen
how lucky
one.
you must be to sit in a Fiesta. You've sat in a Fiesta before.
I've sat in a Fiesta. That is pretty crazy, actually. I've probably seen Camaros. F-Type I've seen. TT. Oh, I see so many TTs. I will say
they're a plague.
I will say I get the TT. I get it. Look, if you want an Audi that isn't a generic one, you want a slightly sporty
more
looking.
Expensive Golf R.
Yeah, but it's slightly sporty looking.
Why spend £74,000 on an Audi TT RS Quattro?
Look, I get
when you could spend 47 on a Volkswagen Golf R and get 2 more seats.
I mean,
the exact same car.
You could get a slightly old one though. You know, it's not a terrible car, the Audi TT. I think I get it. And then the Audi R8. I mean, that thing was pretty cool. That thing sucks.
Audi R8 is cool. Yeah.
I think I've definitely seen Audi R8s, and I have to have. I mean, it's decently common enough that I have.
Someone in Sam Whip had an R8.
So oh, okay. Damn,
you've
cool.
probably seen it indirectly.
Yeah. There you go. God, cars getting cancelled. But you know what's worse? You know what? At least when a car gets cancelled, they don't show up to your door and take the car away from you. When a car gets cancelled, it doesn't just stop being able to run. You don't just own a Camaro, find out 5 years later that it's been cancelled, and now when you go, it just doesn't turn on.
That would be a bagger though. I can't lie.
But that's what happens in the gaming industry. The Crew 1 is being shut down. If you didn't know, the Crew 1 was the first of the Crew franchise, not known as the Crew 1. That would have been a bit optimistic. The Crew was the first of the Crew franchise, then followed by the Crew 2 on the same map. It featured the hallmarks, staples of the Crew franchise, like Raid, circuit cars, which became touring and racing, raid, which became rally raid, dirt cars, which became rally cross, and then rally. It had a crime theme to it. It starts the franchise off with murder and corruption. It has illegal street racing, police chases. It has a police game mode. It added monster trucks, drag cars, and drift cars. It's been given some of the best post-launch support. It was the start of good post-launch support for the Crew franchise. A decent car list, a brand new concept, a style where the cars would actually like come apart when you're customizing them.
That is I can't believe they didn't stick with that for the Crew too. Such a good feature.
Such a sick like detail to add. The whole of the US that you had to slowly unlock, that you had to slowly travel through and progress through, so each city felt new and fresh every time you got to it, is being shut down. Because that game was always online. Meaning that you needed an online connection and to be connected to the servers to use that, to play that game. They're shutting it down. The game is no longer going to be playable. If you paid £70 for this game when it came out, you're now holding a disc that is about as useful as a paperweight. You have
It's so funny, because all the ones and zeros to play the game are on that disc.
Yep.
It's just when you put it in, Ubisoft will wave their finger, you go,
no, we don't want you to play
The door's shut.
And strangely, so strangely, I'm hearing word that Driver has been turned on in the meantime. Like, what is going on?
They found the budget for driver servers, but they couldn't find them for
that's what
Crew
happened.
servers.
Apparently, this other time, middle of the year, completely missed. PS servers were brought back online. Yeah, apparently it happened in the middle of the year. Like, what? What are you talking about? But that's for Driver San Francisco. I mean, I guess, yeah.
Now they've just got to fix the Ubisoft Connect launcher so it actually works.
But then again, if they can do that, they can't do this? Like, are you kidding? What are you talking about?
PC servers still won't work for Driver. But, yeah.
Oh, do they not? Okay.
Nah.
So it's
They're
just...
a Ubisoft Connect thing, and Ubisoft Connect is allergic to Driver San Francisco for some reason.
So there's a possibility that the console servers for the Crew come back on or stay on in some way, considering it's both Ubisoft. But I'm surprised this wasn't bigger news, that Ubisoft's online servers just... Crew... Driver San Francisco servers just came back online.
No one plays on console.
I guess, yeah. But also, what an anti-consumer practice. The fact that, like, the worst thing is I don't think there's ever going to be enough backlash to something like this for any change to be made. Because even if, in my head, even if GTA 5 did this, say they did this, like, well, what would be a reasonable time frame for them to do this? Like, 10 years from now? So, 10 years into GTA...
It's already a 10-year-old game, so...
Exactly. So, like, 10 years from now into, like... so about 8 years into GTA 6, I just feel... So, GTA 6 has had 8 years of online updates. Grand Theft Auto 5 is probably, like, what? 7 years past no more updates for GTA 5. If it gets shut down, people will just be like, well, it's a 20-year-old game. It's a 20-year-old game, and there's no updates for it. So, yeah. I feel like...
Difference is you can still play GTA 5.
I mean, I suppose you can still play the online, but... Oh, sorry, the offline. But...
Pretty sure online still works. If your internet cuts out, it just puts you into the lobby on your own.
Oh, does it? Okay, that's kind of cool. So, it would just be... Oh, what a... What? But the Crew. But the Crew. This is going to be fully shut down when you could play the entire game on your own. In fact, an offline mode was likely in the game. It was ready. It was you can, in this files, you can get it to show the prompt where it lets you load into an offline mode. The prologue is entirely offline. All it would have taken is an offline patch to make this game offline.
Money.
Yep. The most hyped Crew game out of the 3 is being fully shut down and is now just a brick. If you go on it, you're just going to be playing Error Code Simulator. If you have the any version, I guess. And it's the fact that they just didn't even care to bother with an offline patch. Like, it wasn't like, hey, we
It
tried.
wouldn't even be close to economically viable is the issue.
That's the thing, but they just didn't. But they didn't even try. They didn't even try. Like, if they gave us, like, if they hit us with, like, a, hey, guys, we spent months, we tried, didn't work, no offline patch, I would be like...
The issue is, months would be tens of thousands of pounds of developer time spent. They're not going to dump tens of thousands of pounds into a game that is going to net them zero. Like, you can't... They are not making a single penny off this game anymore.
But to not even care about the game that is the reason you are here today. Right? Well, no, the game didn't birth you. The reason you have a job at that company that day is because of that game, and to just let it get shut off is just wild to me. The game was, what, 9 years old? It was about to celebrate its 10-year anniversary. You're killing it on its 10-year anniversary? What are you talking about, Ivory Tower? And then...
They took it out back and shot it. It doesn't deserve to live.
And then this time frame basically means that we've got about 5 years till the Crew 2 gets shut down. We've got about 10 years till the Crew Motorfest gets shut down.
Can't wait for that day. Yeah.
We've got about 15 years till a game that isn't even out yet gets shut down. Like, oh.
I mean, I think the Crew will get shut down a lot later than TC1 did, because people still play the Crew 2. TC1 was practically abandonware at this point. Like, no one was playing.
I suppose. I mean, Crew 2 still gets a bunch of players. It's the only one with it. It's going to be the only way to go around America.
Crew 2 still gets more players than Hot Wheels Unleashed 2, and they ain't closed that down yet. So.
Yeah, true. So, I reckon Crew 2 might stick around a little later, especially because they're updating it still. I mean, the final update is this year at some point, March, I think. So, we still got a lot for the Crew 2. But, God, is it all just so dang sad that...
Games as a service, am I right, guys?
Yeah, woo! Online games, yay, always online. You know what? I want to play a bunch of story games recently, to the point where I've been considering paying, like, £10 a month instead of $6 for PlayStation Plus, because that gets you, like, Last of Us, I think. It gets you a bunch of Assassin's Creeds. It gets you... just a couple other, like, story games.
Sure the Assassin's Creeds will launch?
Exactly. Well, see, it'd be on PlayStation, so they actually would launch. I have Origins! I have Origins on PC, but it doesn't work! I've
got the exact same problem, though. Driver San Francisco has the exact same issue for me on PC. It just will not launch.
And I can't play it. Like, it goes into the launching and then doesn't launch.
Yep.
It shows the little launch screen, and then it shows the splash screen, doesn't launch. Like, who cares? Like, I can't be bothered. I wanted to play that game.
The Ubisoft Connect launch is so good, though.
I bought that 3 years ago. I bought that game, like, 3 years ago. I bought that game before my YouTube channel. And it still doesn't work.
Scam. Like, unironically got scammed.
And they still do the same with Splinter Cell Blacklist. Does my nutting. It does my nutting. Ubisoft, you suck nowadays, alright? You suck. I honestly, I want to play a good story game, man. I enjoyed the Crew 1 when I've been doing a playthrough series of it. It's pretty enjoyable, man. It's pretty enjoyable. Like, as cringe as it is often, it's the way that there's actually a progression system. Like, the fact that I start in Detroit, and then slowly over to Chicago, and then, and then I can't just teleport everywhere. I'm not just going around the whole US instantaneously. Instead, I have to work my way to do those levels. And if I want to go to LA, I will have to drive to LA. Or I
can see that. It's a cool gimmick at the start, sure, yeah, but I can see that getting very annoying very quickly.
Not for a story game. If the goal is to play a story game, and it's not just like drive to LA, just sit there and drive to LA for nothing. It's like, okay, we've done the missions.
Yeah, but it
here.
has story game problem where once you finish the story.
Well, but hear me out. Kind of didn't. Not didn't. It had the framework to not have that because it had PvP. It had It's
not gonna have PvP in a month.
No, true. It had the summits and whatnot as well. The thing is that I just it was a good way of doing it. There was also a train system. You could take the train to another city, which it's right. That was something they got rid of. But the fact that you would have to like unlock the map, like I've done all of Detroit now. I got to drive over to New York, and there was ones where I just had to drive to St. Louis. There was just one race in St. Louis. It was like, hey, we've taken over this whole town. We're gonna go start fighting these guys in this town, and it was just a nice drive there. Obviously, the game physics and everything, the graphics are kind of terrible. In my opinion, the best game is the Crew 1 style story, or just like not even same story, just like campaign of some kind. Crew 2 size map, or Crew 1 size map, I guess, whatever one. Motorfest cars, physics, handling, first person.
Essentially just Motorfest polish.
Yeah, Motorfest polish, but on a Crew 1 size map, Crew 2 size explorability, because they improved that with the planes and everything like that in that game. And done. You got yourself, and then like Crew, and then all 3 games late game. It's main stage, PvP from all 3 games, preferably.
Considering main stage as late game progression is a bold
Well,
choice.
it's something, alright? It's something. And look, I don't even mind the playlist. I'm just chucking it out there. I don't mind the playlist. The issue with the playlist for me is that there isn't enough of them. That's my issue with them. I like them, but there's about 1 month of content at most, fully 100% in the game. And then there's nothing. There needs to be like a playlist a month, and the game should have launched with like 30 playlists, not 15. But what are you gonna do? Seath and cope is what I suppose we're gonna do. Oh well. But how sad. Crew 1 shut down. This happened to Forza 1, Forza 2. I think it happened to Forza 3 recently. It happened to the something else, like something else in the same. Did it happen to Need for Speed World Online? Need for Speed
Probably.
and Friends?
It sounds like
know.
one of those games that nobody would care about to get shut down, yeah.
Yeah. But, yeah.
Anthem's gonna get shut down one day.
Yeah. Anthem, you know what? Anthem, I think I played that recently. I've played Anthem within the last 6 months.
When I had Origin access, I loaded it up like once and was like, this is a cool game.
And then,
Never played it.
And then never played it. It's like the concept was there, but I'm fairly certain it was one of those games that just kind of...
It's an EA Crew game. Like, the concept is there. The concept's good.
Yep, but...
There's just no substance to it.
Nope. Substance gone. Oh well. But I think that's most of everything at the Crew 1. I think we can go into the final segment of the Stick Drift podcast, the gaming segment, that is, because motorsports aren't back till next year.
Has there been any gaming game news?
I mean, just what everything's doing. Crew 1 obviously got shut down. Crew 2 is currently in a deep blue week. Crew Motorfest is getting a is in a they're getting an elite bundle. They are confirmed to be getting the Bugatti Atlantic concept, and also confirmed to be getting the something else. What else are they
Crew
getting?
2 gets 2 Gordon Murrays, and the Crew Motorfest gets 2 of the most ugly concept cars I've ever seen.
So yeah, Crew 2 got Gordon Murray recently. We are getting the Bugatti Atlantic concept and the Lamborghini SC20.
Should have left it at the bottom with the Atlantic.
Yeah. Those 2 things, very, very bad in my opinion.
That's not an opinion, that's a fact.
And there's not much else relevant about them. They are just kind of whatever. Then we got probably a playlist soon. I did a bit of theory work, and it seems like we're getting a playlist. Some breaking news for the Stick Drift podcast. Forgot to mention this in my video. But likely we get it January 24th, because that's when they're adding a drift car. The Drift Mitsubishi 6 is being added to the game. Presumably that'll be the car you require to use the playlist. In fact, we know a bunch of information. Check that video out, man. There's a bunch of information on that.
It'll be in the description.
Sure. I'll chuck it in there. Then we got
Might not
Forza.
be, but...
I mean, yeah, if I forgot, then it's not. Forza, I believe, is doing a thing currently.
They're in all winter. All of the seasons are winter.
Yeah, because it's Christmas.
Because it's
Oh my
Christmas.
God. Whoa, Christmas. Woo.
And you get
Gordon Murray.
Go, got the Gordon Murray T50.
Aston Martin Valkyrie has also just been
And,
given to everyone for free because it was the bigger reward.
Max Verstappen reference?
Was that not in the game already? I mean,
I thought it was.
Yeah. BRZ's also currently out this week, I think, in the game.
That's out like every week. I swear every time I go, there's a BRZ of some year in the thing.
The Fast and Furious cars pack for Fast and Furious X with like some wedge car. Was this ever in Fast and Furious? Because I swear I have never ever seen that wedge car.
Not that variation of the ramp car. No, I've never seen that one before.
But Dodge Challenger from the first scene.
The one with the bad CGI where it goes up the stairs.
Down the stairs. The Datsun and the other thing I don't recognize from that move. Oh, that was Jason Momoa's.
Yeah.
What a fun character.
The Datsun was probably in one scene.
Yeah, and then Dom's Charger, of course. Sure. I mean, is it
ramp car that can't
one?
ramp is wild, but you know.
Oh yeah, and the ramp car they made it so it doesn't ramp, so it doesn't actually launch other people's cars, which is the most fun thing that. How dumb! Biggest L of Forza history. Honestly.
No, not had fun in Forza.
Yeah, well, it was
serious gaming only.
It was not done. It was not done because of like griefing, right? It was like, oh, because people will grief people and all. Whatever.
As if you don't get griefed normally, but yeah.
Right? Oh.
If they're gonna ram you in the ramp car, they're gonna ram you in a normal car.
Exactly.
So why not just have everything ghost at that point?
Dumb. Very dumb. And Gran Turismo. Someone was like, is it time for Gran Turismo silhouette cars? They've not done it, so probably not, I guess. Then we got Car X. It's been about a year since Car X Street was supposed to release. So,
Car X Street doesn't exist. It was never real.
Yeah. But on that note, that is about it for the Christmas episode of the SidWaj podcast. Thank you to all of your family for sitting around the Christmas fireplace for listening. By the way, I hope you guys have a great. What do people do on Christmas? Argue? Can you believe
unwrapping? I don't know. Unboxing videos.
Exactly. Unboxing videos and can you believe your daughter who's back for Christmas right now actually moved out because she didn't want to deal with you? Oh, quick, start a fight! Quick, fight! Quick, Christmas fight, quick! And that uncle who's around right now, do not ask his opinion on current politics. Oh, and enjoy your Christmas turkeys and your unless it's not even Christmas anymore. In fact, how was Christmas when you're listening to this?
How's Boxing Day? How's New Year's Eve?
How's New Year's Eve? How's
How's Easter?
How's Easter? When depending on when you're listening to this episode, how's 2025 Halloween? But
shout out to all the 2027. What's another holiday?
Shout out to everyone.
Birthday celebrators. I don't know.
Yeah, shout out to everyone celebrating their 2027 birthday. Comment down below if you're listening.
What age are you this year? Brackets 2027.
Yeah, comment down below. I'm listening to this on my birthday in 2027. When you're listening to this on your birthday on 2027. And a happy 2023 Christmas to all of you. And 2024 is around the corner. I'm going to be 21. Ew.
We would have seen the Ferrari movie by next episode.
Exactly. Oh, right. Completely forgot to talk about that. Ferrari movie and... we didn't even talk about Audi vs Lancia. Oh my god.
We do that now. Bonus segment.
Bonus segment to the SidWaj podcast. Audi vs Lancia is a movie that has just got a trailer. I'm fairly certain we heard nothing.
If you've seen Ford v Ferrari, substitute in Lancia and Audi, and you've seen it.
It's really low budget though, apparently, and it's about the battle between Lancia and Audi in
Audi, can
Rally
you believe it?
instead. Yeah, but in Rally. You know what? I reckon if it's good, it'll make a good, like, you know, you watch Ford vs Ferrari, then you watch Audi vs Lancia. But that's only if it's good. If it's not,
the director's done nothing good, is the thing.
Has he not? Oh.
No, he's never done like a film before, really. He does like a load of random shorts and then... Yeah.
What if they're good shorts? You never know.
Like 4 films, I don't think have made more than £5 the packet of crisps collectively.
Well, also, we had that, the Scotto episode of the SidWaj podcast was recently. How cool. Look at that. Scotto episode of the SidWaj podcast. How'd you guys like it? Pretty cool, right? Then we
The
got
Ferrari movie technically comes out what is the 24th, 26th, not the 29th. I was mistaken.
Oh, okay. So that's soon.
So we can go watch it any day.
We can go watch that very
I'm not
soon,
available
yeah.
Boxing Day, but any time after Boxing Day.
But yes, we got Race for Glory, Audi Blue versus Lancia Red in the poster for Audi versus Lancia, and Ford versus Ferrari was Ford Blue, Ferrari Red in the image of the poster. It's clearly going for that market. It's nowhere within the copyright to be doing so, I don't think. And it's right after the Ferrari movie. So.
The fact it says inspired by true events means it's going to have some outrageous Hollywoodisms.
Well, isn't Ford vs Ferrari technically, or is that based on? That might be based on. Which
it's
is
also some kind of very large Hollywoodisms in that.
Yeah. I mean, look, it's better than the Gran Turismo movie, which just...
Oh, this will be better than the Gran Turismo movie.
Yeah.
Simply because they've had good something.
Sebastian...
The film has been written for them. They just have to film it, basically.
Yeah, exactly, right.
And just add some, Hollywood, had a crash here, had a fire there.
I mean, the Ferrari movie, not the Ferrari movie, the Gran Turismo movie, they were putting races where they weren't, they were moving stuff around. Every last turn was a last-minute overtake for first. Like, it was all
I fear this is going to have that. I feel the last part to every stage is going to be that neck and neck.
There's only 3 seconds left, and there's only 4 seconds of track left. Can you do it? Oh my god, I need to do all that. It's just, I just feel, I'm hoping it's good. I'm just hoping it's good. Like, if they want to make a Ford vs Ferrari, I'm hoping it's good. And then maybe there'll be a good watch together. You know, you watch Ford vs Ferrari, you watch this. And then in that same vein, you watch the Lamborghini movie, and then you watch the Ferrari movie.
Our movie is going to be a masterpiece. You aren't ready for the pure cinema you're about to witness.
Yep. Well, that will be soon, and those are the reasons for the delay of the Stick Drift Awards. They're going to be happening probably mid-month next year, because of a bunch of stuff that's going on, like these two movies. Merry Christmas.
I don't know if...
No, yes.
I don't know if this is going to be in cinemas, though.
Oh, do you not? Oh. Is it not?
It's Paramount, isn't it? I'm pretty sure. Paramount are a big fan of Paramount Plus.
Yeah. Audi vs Lancia showtimes, I guess?
It might be in cinemas. It depends how high the budget is. Because if it's like a £15 million film, it might only be in a few London cinemas and all that.
I don't see showtimes for when I search the movie.
Oh no, it won't be. It won't be. Showtimes only show up a week before.
Oh, okay. When does it come out?
12th, I think, something like that. Oh, it says on there January 5th.
Oh, January 5th. Okay, we got a while for this.
But I think it's the 7th in the UK.
Yeah.
That's the USA.
Well, there you go.
Screening.
And I think that's about it, though. That is about it for everything in this episode of the Stick Drift Podcast. Merry Christmas to everyone watching. Happy New Year, and wish me a happy birthday when it is New Year's.
I mean, who cares about New Year's when it's SidWaj birthday?
Exactly. What? It's my birthday on New Year's. Ew. But I'll see you boys in the next one. That's about everyone. Merry Christmas. In a